Hello and welcome to week 4 check-in. I'm so glad you're here. Again, congratulations for being here. You should be so proud of yourself for checking in on week 4. Week 4, I always like to come on a little bit later and check in on everybody because of the 24-hour fast just finished today. And so I always like to give people time to complete the fast before they check in, just to see kind of how everyone's doing, how they enjoyed the fast. Because it's a big deal for a lot of people. I know when I first did my very first fast, it was with the Faster Way with my first new 6-week client round. And I had never fasted for 24 hours before beside the juice cleanse. And so for me, it was completely new. I didn't know what to expect. I lasted for about 20 hours, to be 100% honest with you, because of a work function I had. So I got to the 20 hours, which was okay. And then I actually did a fast, 24-hour fast, a few months later where I did the full 24 hours. And I don't know about you, but I felt actually amazing. I was surprised how well I felt, how much clarity I had, how much energy I had. And it wasn't even the day of the fast. The next day and the next day after, I felt so much more energy and just like vibrant. During the fast, it's to be expected that you do get hungry. It's not even the fact that your body needs the food. It's the reality of is our mindset and just the norm of our body eating every few hours. And so you aren't necessarily needing the food for fuel because you've eaten your macros the day before, but your body is just still craving something. And so if you find yourself to be hungry, like starving around that noon mark, it's probably because you didn't hit your macros well enough the day before. So definitely reflect back on how your macros were the day before. If you did start feeling a little bit hungry around noon. If you started feeling hungrier in the mid-afternoon, that is totally normal. I think everybody kind of feels a little bit hungry, peckish, irritable, moody in that mid-afternoon. But then again, you have only a few more hours left. Hopefully you broke your fast with a healthy, nutritious meal, and now you are feeling amazing again. So you are not going to be hitting your macros today, obviously. Just eat a well-balanced meal. Finish off fasting or start your fast at your regular time. And then tomorrow we'll pick right back up again for regular macro day, whenever you typically break your fast, and we'll start off with that. So this is something, so the 24-hour fast isn't something that you're gonna do all the time. With VIP, we actually have one once a month. That's optional. It's not something that everybody's gonna do. I definitely don't recommend my VIP clients to do it once a month because it's a lot. But I actually do really recommend kind of seasonally. So I like to think about every season, giving your body complete digestive rest for 24 hours is a really good thing. Just think about it like spring cleaning, fall cleaning, everything else for your home. We're gonna do the exact same thing with our body and just give it a really good opportunity to cleanse on a cellular level for 24 hours straight. There are so many benefits of a 24-hour fast that go beyond just cellular health. One thing I love to talk about with my clients for the 24-hour fast is the mindset component around the fast. So a lot of times it becomes a mindset struggle with their nutrition or with any kind of changes in the way they normally eat or a routine. And so that's sometimes the hardest thing when it comes to a health and wellness program, or you know what, the yo-yo dieting, is our mindset gets in the way, that we put our limiting beliefs on what we can accomplish. And so I know for myself personally, when I first thought about doing a 24-hour fast, I put huge limiting beliefs on myself that I could actually accomplish it. And when I actually accomplished it for the first time, I felt empowered. And so I hope that's the way you feel as well, is that you take it as far as what you can accomplish, what challenge you can overcome, what hurdle you can overcome, and what you can do when you put your mind to something that you really, really want. And then take that feeling and transcribe it to the rest of your life, because that's the feeling you're gonna wanna give yourself for different moments of your life, whether it's fitness, whether it's nutrition, whether it's a job, whether it's parenting, and just realizing that your limiting beliefs are the only thing that's holding you back, okay? So I love the fact that the 24-hour fast is for our insides on a cellular level, but it's also really great for our mind and helping us grow and become more aware of what we can accomplish as a woman, as a human being. It's amazing. And so as we reflect back onto this past week and we do our self-reflection, so I have the questions here we always ask ourselves. So what are the 3 highlights of your week? Maybe one of the highlights of your week this week is going to be the fact that you accomplished a 24-hour fast, or you fasted for longer than 16 hours. Anything above the 16 hours, consider it to be a success. It's not easy, and so consider that to be a success. So maybe that's one of your highlights this week. What's one thing you learned about yourself this week? It's a great opportunity to reflect back on the 24-hour fast and what did you learn about yourself? Maybe food doesn't actually control you the way you thought it did. You know what? Maybe you can say no when those cravings kick in, and when you do have those hunger pains or those cues, or you have something going on, that you actually can say no and take that as a great opportunity to take that into the future when maybe you're craving something, or maybe, you know what, your body's trying to take over and you're just like, no, I don't need this. My mindset is stronger than my XYZ. Okay, take that as a huge thing you learned about yourself this week. What is one challenge you faced? Again, 24-hour fast, definitely a challenge. How did you overcome it? What made it easier? What made it harder? All those kind of questions you could answer. What's the best thing that happened to you this week? Love this question. It can be anything related to your whole entire life. What was the one thing that was the best part of your whole entire week? What are you most grateful for this week? Maybe you're grateful for your breakfast meal after your fast because that was delicious, and that you realized how much you find food fuels your body and how much you need it for nourishment and how well you feel when you eat healthy. And then I'm gonna take this into one step farther for the self-reflection this week. We are almost finished 4 weeks together living this lifestyle, right? Living the healthy lifestyle the faster way. And I really want you to start paying attention to the way you're feeling. Every Friday we celebrate non-scale victories. And so I know it's Thursday, but let's think about tomorrow and how do we feel? And the reason I want you to pay attention to so much about how you feel is because the 6 weeks is gonna end. And then from that 6 weeks, you need to decide, and you need to be aware of how you feel when you are living a healthy lifestyle. So that if anything digresses, if anything changes, you can be like, okay, this isn't normal. The way I felt during that 4 weeks, that on week 4 or whatever week that you're thinking about it on, that's what I want to feel like for the rest of my life, because I felt XYZ. I had more energy, my skin was glowing, I'm sleeping better, I'm more tolerant of everybody, so my irritability is a little bit less. Like all these things that you're feeling, no, that's normal. Okay? A lot of people think that being tired, bloated, sluggish, irritable is normal, and actually that's the farthest from the truth. Yes, as a healthy person, you still can have those moments, but it's not your norm. It's definitely a one-off, all right? You're 80% of the time you are doing great, and a few times you kind of hit the wall, versus a lot of people live their life where it's like 80% of the time they feel like crap and 20% of the time they feel good. And so I want you to know, speaking from somebody who's lived this way for a while now, is that you can feel amazing 80% of the time, if not more. So definitely pay attention to how you're feeling now, because you're gonna wanna have this as a reference going forward. The affirmation from this week, I'm just gonna read it to you here. Shame, guilt, and anxiety no longer serve me going forward from today. I choose to release the negative emotions from my life and instead choose to rewire my thoughts with positivity and grace, as these affirmations will better support my present and my future self. How much shame and guilt do women carry? It is amazing how much one woman can carry when it comes to guilt and shame, especially around body image, self-esteem, and confidence. And so as you, again, realize how you feel, I want you to really pay attention to how confident you feel, how much more, how much has your self-esteem grown, how much less shame and guilt do you have around treat days or around different foods, because there's no restrictions when you're living the faster way. We don't want you to live a life where you're restricting, where there's bad foods or good foods. We want you to live a life where you're making choices, and that kind of takes me into the mindset component of week 4, where one of my biggest struggles with Instagram, with anything else like that, is when people say that you're on a diet when you're choosing to live healthy. And in my reality is that choosing to live healthy is not a diet, it's a way of life. And so just as people live a way of life of bad habits or They're eating a lot of junk food or fast food, or they don't sleep the greatest, or they smoke, or they drink, or they, just choose to not live the way that I choose to live. Doesn't mean that I'm on a diet because I choose to eat salads, whole foods, really focus on nutrition and fitness and mindset work. I don't think that that's considered to be a diet. That's considered a lifestyle. And so and I still love my treats. I still love going for ice cream with my family. I still love chips. I still love popcorn with movie nights. All that kind of good stuff. I still love a glass of wine. I'm not saying that you can never have this, and that's why it's a lifestyle and it is a way I live. And I really want you to turn the narrative on its head and start living this lifestyle versus thinking that you're ever on a diet. If we can get rid of a healthy living and diet in the same sentence, that would be amazing for so many women, because we live in so much shame and guilt, where if you aren't living a healthy lifestyle or you're not on this diet, then for some reason it's shameful and you feel guilt because you're not in this lane. But what happens if we just merge the lanes together and realize that you can live both and still be able to come up to the exact same end result, because it's consistency, right? If you're consistently making healthy choices, if you're consistently moving your body, if you're consistently eating whole food, then it's okay if you have a little treat here and there. It's okay if you're not, maybe in a few days, if you've gone a few days without working out because your life's busy. It's okay because and there's no shame and guilt or anxiety around it, because you know that you're gonna just keep going on that same road, and you don't have to flip-flop between lanes anymore. It's just one way of living, and you can kind of guide down that road. Yes, you're gonna hit obstacles. Yes, you're gonna hit speed bumps. You're gonna hit turns and curves and all these kind of things, but that's life. And life is about, adapting, being resilient, and kind of learning through different situations of how you can keep living. That's healthy. Okay, so if you can learn anything from week 4, it is about changing the narrative from diet to just a lifestyle. This is just how you live. It's no different than I just brush my teeth. I just have a shower, right? I just work out. I just eat healthy. Like, it's all in the same category of wellness. And so I really want you to focus on that and kind of taking that mindset step forward and seeing how that makes you feel going forward, to release that shame, guilt, anxiety around, and there's no good and bad. Like, remove that kind of connotation around it and just consistently make the choices that are going to make you feel better. And when you consistently make the choices that make you feel better, you're going to be living a healthy lifestyle, because those healthy choices inevitably make you feel better on the inside. So that's mindset. Woo, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of topic there. So week 5 is coming up next. Week 5 is just the same. There's no more surprises, I promise. Week 5, we're gonna go right back to the regular macro cycle. So 2 low carb days, Monday, Tuesday, regular macro days, the rest of the week. There is no more surprises, so keep doing what you're doing. Make sure that you're still sending me questions, sending me all these things that you need. We are going to be talking about transitioning into VIP next week as well. VIP is a whole other level of coaching, a whole other level of stuff that the Faster Way offers. There's so much more resources, information, support. It's fantastic over in the VIP section. And so you'll be wanting to transition to that. If you are not wanting to transition into VIP, then make sure that you are canceling your membership as we go forward, because that's when you're going to want to cancel. You do need to give them 2 weeks notice before you cancel your membership. So make sure you're doing that. Otherwise, we will head right over into VIP after the 6 weeks is finished, where we transition to another group. We have new challenges and new meal plans and new workouts. It's fantastically amazing. So that is week 4 in a nutshell. Again, not a whole lot of questions in week 4. We really kind of want to dive into like mindset work during week 4 and week 5 and week 6 as we transition through the next phase of the Faster Way lifestyle. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next week. Bye.